fifth graders, it's Mrs. Hall. I'm going to do a review for topic 12 for you guys. I know you guys kind of went through it a little fast, so I'm going to go through this test as a review for your test that you're taking on Friday. So let's look at number 1. This says, what is the volume of the shape shown below? When we look at volume, when there's cubes here, it's very easy to determine the volume. So each of these is 1 inches tall and 1 inches wide. And so we can easily just count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Now, what can be kind of tricky is that there is a block underneath. You can tell that there's a block underneath because you can see how this block is higher up. And so you have to count for that block as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. This makes the 5th block. When we talk about volume, we always do it in cubic inches or cubic feet or whatever unit we're working with, but it's going to be cubed. So this answer here would be B, 5 inches cubed, because there are 5 blocks and each of them is 1 inch. Now, if we go down to number 2, this one's very similar. The picture shows the picture shows unit cubes in a stack. What is the volume of this rectangular prism? So we can easily see how many are on the top. So if we count, we have 1, 2, 3. And then we can think of this as an array. So we have 3 going down, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 going across. I'm going to use my whiteboard over here. We know that 3 times 7 equals 21. So this top layer is the same as this bottom layer. So now we can just take 21 and we can times that by 2, or we can add 21 plus 21. Either way, we're going to get 42. And because we are working with volume, it is cubic units. So our answer is going to be 42 cubic units. A. Okay, now number 3. What's the volume of the trunk? So this is where we have to do a little bit more math, not just counting. So when we're looking at the volume of the trunk, this trunk has 3 feet here on the height. The width is going to be 5 feet. And then our length is going to be 4 feet. So as you guys learned, when finding the volume, finding the volume of a rectangular prism, let me be precise, we have to multiply our length times our height times our width. So we're going to take all of these numbers and we're going to just multiply them to find our answer. I like to break it down. So I like to do 3 times 5, which is 15 feet. And then I can now multiply that by 4 feet. If I can't do that easily in my head, then I do this on the side. 15 times 4. I know that that's 20. Carry my 2. 4 plus 2 more is 6. So 60. So this equals 60 feet. Not done though. Remember, we're working with volume. So it's going to be 60 feet cubed. We're going to add that little 3 up there. So this answer would be D, 60 feet cubed. Okay, now this one gets even trickier. I'm going to move my whiteboard up to the other side so we can see it a little bit better. Mrs. Williams has a jewelry box in the shape below. What is the volume of her jewelry box? So what we need to do when we're looking at pictures like this is we need to break them apart. We need to look at it as if we have 2 different shapes. So we can take this bottom shape right here, and we can find the volume of that rectangular prism. And then we can take this shape that kind of sticks out up in the top and find the volume of that rectangular prism. Okay, so we're going to start with that first shape. I'm going to do that first shape in blue. So we have looks like the length is 7 centimeters. So I'm looking at this right here, the 7 centimeters. Our height is 2 centimeters. And then for our width, we cannot look at this piece right here because this piece goes into this piece that stands up. So we're not going to look at that 12. We need to look over here and see that this piece where it stops, where we're looking at that first piece on the jewelry box, this is 9 centimeters. So that would mean that this part is 9 centimeters and this little part over here is 3 centimeters because 9 and 3 is 12. And then we see that up here. We see 3 centimeters here, which is going to be 3 centimeters here, which is going to be 3 centimeters, just this little piece right here. So we want to actually multiply that 9 centimeters. We're using this piece here because it's this piece, just this piece right here. We're not going into this piece that's standing up. So we're doing 7 times 2 times 9. So again, I like to break it up. 7 times 2 is 14 centimeters. Then I can times that by my 9 centimeters. I don't know what that is at the top of my head, so I'm going to do the work on the side. 9 times 4 is 36. I'm going to carry my 3. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 more is 12. So 126 centimeters cubed. That cubed is very important. So that's going to be the first piece. Okay, so our first piece is the 126 centimeters. So let's block that in. Okay, now I'm going to do my second piece in red. So now we need to go up here to look at this piece that's sticking out, this tall piece, okay? So we see our height here. Our height is 6 centimeters. Go back to my pen, please. So 6 centimeters is our height. We have a length of 7 centimeters. So 7 centimeters. And then we have, what are we missing? We did our height, we did our length. Now we need to do our width, our width of 3 centimeters times 3 centimeters. Okay, so again, we can break this down. 6 times 7, I know, is 42 centimeters times 3 more. 42 times 3 over here on the side. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. So we have 126 centimeters cubed. Now we have both pieces. So now what we need to do is take those two pieces and add them up. So I will do that in purple. So we have this here, our 126 centimeters cubed, and our other 126 centimeters cubed. And we're going to add that up. 6, it's still going to be centimeters cubed. 6 plus 6 is 12, carry my 1. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5, and 2 plus 2 is 2. So this answer is going to be B, 252 centimeters cubed. Okay, so see how it makes it easier if we break it into two pieces. Break it into 2 pieces. Now you may not use all of the numbers that we see around here, and that's okay. I could have broken this up as just this top piece here, and I could have broken this up and used it as this bottom piece going further out. So it depends on how you break it up. So 252 centimeters cubed. All right, let's go to number 5.